possible. Now, for a free consultation, call 872-257-4631. Call 872-257-4631.
Cummins Impact Solutions.
Hey Chicago, are you always on the go? Take the new Shy 311 app with you to find the information that you need, submit non-emergency city service requests, and much more. Download the new Shy 311 app, built with Chicagoans for Chicagoans. That's Shy 311 on the App Store or Google Play, or check it out online at 311.chicago.gov. Stay informed with Shy 311. It's your gateway to Chicago services.
This is Miss Lady B, La Boricua. Now it's time for the Family Meeting News.
Here are news highlights from the Family Meeting. Stuart Rhodes, the founder of the far-right Oath Keepers group, has been sentenced to 18 years in prison for his role stemming from the violent Capitol assault on January 6, 2021. A jury in Washington, D.C. convicted Rhodes last November of the seditious conspiracy charge and multiple other felonies. Rhodes, a graduate of Yale Law School, pledged to appeal his conviction. Texas's GOP-led House of Representatives on Saturday impeached State Attorney General Warren Kenneth Paxton on articles including bribery and abuse of public trust. Paxton, a Republican, rose to be a star of the conservative legal movement despite years of scandal and alleged crimes. The vote triggers Paxton's immediate suspension from office pending the outcome of a trial in the state Senate. The 121-23 vote constitutes an abrupt downfall, and it makes Paxton only the third sitting official in Texas's nearly 200-year history to have been impeached. And finally, fans from around the world gathered to remember the legendary icon, Tina Turner. Born Anna Mae Bullock, Miss Turner died on Wednesday after a long illness at her home in Zurich, Switzerland. Her Grammy-winning singing career includes the hit songs Nutbush City Limits, Proud Mary, What's Love Got to Do with It, and We Don't Need Another Hero from the movie Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
What you know about that girl? What you know about that music, man?
She was 83 years young. For more info about any upcoming events, please visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. You can also find us all over social media, Facebook, The Family Meeting, on Twitter, at TFM Radio Show, Instagram, The Family Meeting, TikTok, The Family Meeting, and our YouTube channel, The Family Meeting Radio Show, where we are live streaming this broadcast right now. Looking to advertise your business or an event you may have coming up? Then become a cousin today. Send an email to info@tfmradioshow.com. I'm Teresa McDonald, and the Family Meeting Radio Show is on right now with your host, Eric Grant.
Of Darnell Lyles is ready to help you. Whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck.
You better call Darnell.
Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI?
I think you better call Darnell.
Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony?
I think you better call Darnell.
Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm?
I think you better call Darnell.
When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home?
I think you better call Darnell.
That's right, you better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
The following program, The Family Meeting, is sponsored by Polaris Insurance Agency and Eric Grant, and to the extent of their guests. The views and opinions expressed therein do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of NewsWeb Radio Company or its management.
This is Dr. Sharon Bethea. I'm Associate Professor at Northeastern Illinois University and the coordinator of the African American Studies program. I listen to The Family Meeting.
This is Dr. Steve Johnson from Howard University. I listen to The Family Meeting.
Welcome to the Worldwide headquarters of the Galactical headquarters, because we are actually broadcasting, or at least have people broadcasting from Mississippi, because y'all on a different planet.
Galactical, okay.
Yes, the Galactical headquarters of the Family Meeting, yeah. Grab your phones, find us on social media, all the places Tressa told you to find us, and maybe TikTok, because I ain't quite figured out how that works yet. It's fun to watch, but how do you create a TikTok? Is anyone silly enough that's grown to do that? Yeah, I guess so.
Obviously.
Yeah,
obviously.
Clearly. But be sure to visit our webpage as well, tfmradioshow.com, tfmradioshow.com, archive broadcast, the music playlist, and a live link to the broadcast is there for you, tfmradioshow.com. Also, you can watch us on YouTube, by the way. You should subscribe to that as well, because it's a pretty cool thing. In the Space Shuttle cockpit is our white slaves, Benjamin, Devin, Paul, Ernie, whatever we decide to name them this week. Thank you guys for your help. Because we got this new system in here, Tressa, and it's raggedy. So, needless to say.
Wait.
I'll tell you about it. The Black Asian dude is on the lam today. He's probably playing grab ass somewhere with Ann. I hope they're having a lot of fun. You can become a patron of our broadcast for as little as $5 a month. Hit that webpage, tfmradioshow.com. That's tfmradioshow.com, and mash the button. Mash the button, become a patron. The lines fill quickly, they do. The number is 773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. How's it on that other planet down there today, Tressa?
Hot-er. Last week it was just hot. Today is hot-er.
Okay. We like that, don't we like that? Or no? Do we like that?
As opposed to what?
Cold as hell? Cold in a mug?
Well, okay. Yeah, I see your point.
If you had to choose, which one is it? Cold in a mug or hotter?
You know what? Actually, I would use cold, because I can always warm myself up, but I can't always cool down.
They don't have air conditioning down there?
No.
Say, man. You should invest in one of them Las Vegas air conditioners, because it feels like they're growing icicles in that place.
I'm waiting on you to feed into that, because you're always talking about Mississippi.
They give me plenty of material to talk about in Mississippi. Plenty.
Yeah, that they do.
Yes, they do. It's nonstop.
How are you?
Same old thing, man.
Yeah.
Doing my thing, How you doing?
Family?
Family's fantastic. Thank you for asking.
How's Malcolm?
Malcolm is still light-skinned, and he's in Dallas and working on cars every day.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
I've never seen a boy more happy. Never seen it.
Yeah.
Which makes me extremely
baby
happy.
girl.
Baby girl is doing her thing. She is finishing up grad school at the end of the year, and
I don't know if you can keep calling her baby girl though.
She will be that until the day I die.
Maybe grown ass baby girl. How about that?
No. She'll be baby girl. When she need money, she become baby girl. Right? Voice gets
we
real
know how
sweet.
to do that.
She take all the bass out of her voice when she needs the money. You know how that go.
Oh yeah.
But I'm your baby girl, right? Yeah. Any other time it's like, why are you calling me? Why are you bothering me?
And Irie, is he doing okay?
Getting ready to moving closer to the city.
Okay.
That's how he want to be in civilization versus way out in the suburbs. Long story behind that.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, as long as he's not affected by the tech minimization, he's okay.
Nah, you know what? My boy figured it out. He got that little funny machine they work on every day. He got it working in a way like that old ragged ass car you had in high school. Only he knew how to get it started. Right? No, you got to pump it. Pump the gas.
He's made himself indisposable.
Yeah, you can't get rid of me, because ain't nothing gonna work if you get rid of me, man.
I love it.
Yeah, he watched people fall or all around him. He's like, can't get rid of Ike. He got the secret, man. You know how to get this car started.
I love it.
Yeah, I like that about him too. He's holding it down.
You've
He's
got an
frustrating.
event coming up.
I do. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to speak at the Harold Washington Library on the 7th of this month. That's a week from what, Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever that is. I don't even know what time it is. I think it's at noon. I got to look at the time again here.
I think it's at noon as well. I've been to that. It's amazing.
Don't say that.
It is. It's amazing
That's
to
too much
hear
pressure.
you
Don't do
give those little nuggets of life and
Don't do
how
that,
to.
Teresa. Don't do that.
I love it. It was a
'Cause I can't.
listen. Take your.
There's too much
as they
pressure,
say,
man.
It's not pressure. You do this with ease.
They're
But
going to be
I
like,
am-
hey, come on, little fancy man. I heard you was pretty
No.
good. Let's see what you got, man.
I implore anyone, if you are listening, please get the opportunity. Go and listen to.
But don't have high standards. Don't have that when you walk in. Expect the worst. Expect the worst.
Don't listen to him.
June 7th at 11 a.m. at the Harold Washington Library, and just be ready to be disappointed.
No, you will come away with a newfound
I don't think so.
sense of purpose. I'm telling you, believe
I don't
me.
think so.
I've been there. Yes.
I don't think so.
I'm still prepared for wild success.
What? You
Still.
remembered that part? You remembered that part?
I'm still prepared for wild. It ain't happened yet, but I'm still prepared.
Okay. I'm glad you remembered that piece. Okay. You must have wrote it down somewhere and looked at your notes. before.
No, it stuck with me. It
Well,
stuck
I
with
appreciate
me.
that.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I do hope y'all come out. And it ain't no free food, ain't no free drink, so don't count on that either, and be prepared to be disappointed. Okay, I'm just saying. Harold Washington Library, June the 7th, is that a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it is, at 11 a.m. Y'all got jobs, though. You ain't got time to be. You need to go take your ass to work. Be down there messing around with, ain't no free food or nothing.
Come by.
Or drink.
I promise you'll be blessed.
And you'll be in the library, so somebody might like to have said shh to you.
No.
How about that?
Stop it, E.
They might say,
Stop.
if you don't like being shushed, don't come.
Stop.
You're going to get
Stop.
shushed. It's the library.
Stop it. No, it is not like that. I promise you all. It's not like that.
Anyway, it's posted on our
Anyway.
social media, so you can see when it's coming up
Yes,
there. June
yes.
7th, 11 a.m. at the Harold Washington Library. They done roped me into doing the talk again down there, so
That's all right.
we'll see how that goes.
Good.
Hey, man, did you see, by the way, just a reminder, don't go to Florida. Okay, that's
Yes.
Did you see that the Surgeon General was on TV this week talking about the dangers of social media to young people? Did you see this? Y'all have TVs down there, right?
Yeah, we got
Okay.
TVs. And yes, I did see that.
See that?
And I couldn't help but chuckle. I couldn't help but chuckle.
What made you chuckle?
The fact that you have to get on national TV with everything else that's going on in this world, get on national TV and talk to young people about the dangers of social media. That's what made me laugh.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
I mean, I
Hey,
can
I need
think
to
of
stop this because the Surgeon General said. That ain't
the
gonna
surgeon. The surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably, and maybe I'm being presumptive here, but what the heck does he do? What does he do?
He wears a little funny suit all the time, and he comes out and says things. That's what he does.
Okay, so so what makes him the foremost authority on these topics?
He's the Surgeon General, for heaven's sake.
This the same dude that puts the warnings on the sides of the pack of cigarettes? Is this the same?
Yeah.
Is this the same dude that put the warnings on the liquor and the
Dude,
alcohol?
yeah, that dude, yeah. Or the dudes before him did that. And then he just that. He does that.
Okay,
I don't
then
know. I mean, he's the
help
chief
me
medical officer for the country. I don't know. You want me to make sense of this? Like other people don't have a dumb job.
I do. Please help me to understand. He's the chief medical
Dude. Right.
for the
It's not hard to conceptualize, is it? I mean, there's all kind of dumb jobs.
Man, we got folks dying of things that
Listen, man,
matter.
listen, I'm a little worried about you counting that man's money now. He got a job. He got a good gig. He got to wear the funny suit every day. Otherwise, he gets paid.
I guess.
Don't count the man's money now.
I ain't counting the man's money. I'm counting the money that we paying him.
What do we need you for? I mean, that's
what do we need?
He gonna be out on the streets then. What you want?
What do we
Begging
need him
you for a quarter.
What has he helped us realize?
Nothing. But there's a whole bunch of those people. There's a whole bunch of those people. I mean, you can get up and walk out your house, and the first store you walk in, you can look at somebody and say, "Well, what is it exactly that your dumb ass does?"
Yeah, they should have had him in the debt ceiling bill. Let's cut out the Surgeon General's job and save that money.
You done cut that man's money. He's gonna come after you, man. Don't go after that man's money.
He can bring his tail down here if he wants to, and these sticks.
Yeah, it might take
but he does nothing, and it's a joke. Yeah. You know, they talk about fat government. They talk about trimming the fat, or they talk a good game about making government smaller. And then we have people like this that we obviously see are just useless on the payroll.
Well, he's not alone. So don't pick on my man. Stop counting my man's money.
But he shouldn't have got his tail on national TV talking that mess.
Well, listen. He called it a profound risk. The thing that. So when I saw him do that, I acted like I was watching a sports event, and somebody made a bad play. I wanted to get up and throw something at the TV, man. Listen, I understand that social media, that some people who experience or are actively involved in social media, they end up having problems. I understand that. But, I mean, it's like any other tool. If you drive a car wrong, it becomes a profound risk to people. Everything becomes that way. In fact, what really frustrated me the most was that this social media thing actually cuts both ways. So
absolutely.
We have proof of concept that you can spread stupidity on a regular basis widely to a lot of people using social media. So why can't you share intellectual properties, intellectual ideas, intellectual concepts widely and have that go viral? Right? You just have to have the creativity that the people who are doing these dumb dances
does, yeah.
To get the point across.
I agree with you 100%.
The problem isn't social media. The problem is that you don't have enough people with enough creativity with good ideas.
Bam.
Out here pushing them out to people. There
it is, right there. There it is. Nor is there's no money in that, E. There's no money in putting out.
You know, that's the thing about that, though. It's about clicks. How many people look at you? So if it's that crazy, like I've seen some really good stuff that explains some of how the government works, where it's real ironic and it's funny and other things, but it's just not wide. It's not done widely, like the stupidity's done widely. Why don't you do something smart on TikTok? Why don't you do like a Tressa dance or something?
A who?
I say a Tressa dance.
That ain't smart. Get me out there looking like 56 years old, bad knees, hips is bad.
That would be funny.
That would be funny, but it wouldn't be intellectual.
You should do the news on TikTok.
I think that there are contributors, legit contributors, that could get that done, because the title now is, and I hear a lot of young people saying this, and it's ironic that he directed that towards the young community or whoever he was talking to. Idiot. Anyway, I digress. There is an overwhelming sense of I'm not going to do what's traditionally been done to move myself and this country forward, as in the job sectors. I'm now a digital content creator. I actually had someone who I encountered, went to a graduation, and he said, I said, so what's next? You know, what school are you going to? Well, I'm going to go to Jones, that's the 2-year college down here, and I'm going to be a digital content creator.
Listen, they make money doing that now. Don't pick on my man for that.
I'm not picking on
You
them.
counting a lot of people's money today. That's what you do.
No, I'm not counting people's money today. But I would want them to, if you're going to call yourself a content creator, make it worthwhile.
See, you can't do that. You can't do that. Because
that's what we're talking about. We're talking about contributing to society, right? In a positive way.
We are.
In a positive way. And like you just said, how has the government or whomever not come up with enough talented and creative people to push ideas and information that is beneficial to people? Just
because
like
of the dumbass Surgeon General. Trying to get people to stop watching instead of doing something that provides something useful.
Oh, okay. I see now. I get it. He's telling people just to not stop, to stop watching,
right,
or to stop being on social media.
Right.
He didn't offer anything else. He just said, see, because after he started talking and he went into this whole diatribe about that, I was like, okay, time for something else, and I turned the channel. So I never finished what he was saying.
Yeah, it's just dumb. I mean, it's a miss. It's a big giant miss, and I think I hated to see that. I started reading a book, and I think because of this, Fareed and I are on like mind waves. He had an author of a book that I just started reading a week ago, a book called Knowing What We Know. The author is Simon Winchester. He had this guy on his show today.
Oh.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because that relates to what we're talking about, okay?
All right.
The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
This is Tanisha K. Brooks, teacher for the Great Ann Arbor Public Schools, where Wolverines rule. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris has introduced a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we've created a Patreon Family Meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the Family Meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, tfmradioshow.com, and click the link.
Do you have a pain that won't cease? A health issue that's not getting better? It may be time you visited Health on Earth Wellness Centers. With over 20 years experience, 4 Chicagoland locations, and patients that range from 2 months old to 93, Health on Earth Wellness Centers are fully prepared to meet all your chiropractic needs. We have state-of-the-art facilities in Crestwood, Tinley Park, the South Loop, and Naperville. Don't let being healthy be your last resort. Make it your first choice. Make an appointment today at healthonearth.org. That's healthonearth.org.
And you don't stop, keep it on, keep it on, keep it on. You don't stop, keep it on, keep it on.
After the party, let's take a little time and talk about it. What's going through your mind? It has me shaking. Oh, it looks so right. I wanna ride. See, I would be lying if I ain't
Hey, Chicago, this is motivational speaker and author William A. Eady II, author of the book Listen If You Want to Succeed. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
773-763-9278, 773-763-9278. Hey, y'all, Tressa's here with us today from the SIP. SIP, you say, right? SIP?
The SIP.
SIP.
Uh-huh.
It's a SIP.
Just a sip.
Yeah,
Just a sip.
all them damn S's, and y'all only can use one of them to describe where y'all live. SIP. SIP, that's it. Just all them syllables. Y'all just live them all.
Yeah, we cut it down. Just the sip.
SIP.
The
Okay.
sip.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for being here, girl. So listen, we're gonna go to the phones in a little while, but you need to make sure you tell Tressa she needs to be here every week. I don't care where you live. I don't care. You ain't got nothing to do on Sundays. What could you do on a Sunday in Mississippi?
Hey, I can find a few things.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Wander through the woods. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no, that's not something you want to do down here.
Yeah, man.
You'd be tick infested after a while.
Yeah. So
Ticks are bad.
What?
And the ticks are bad. The ticks are bad down
You ain't
here.
got that kind of problem up here, man.
I
So
know.
you come on back to civilization. That's what you need to do.
I do. I really
Come
do.
on back
I'm
to
not even gonna
civilization.
lie
We ain't
to
got no ticks here.
you. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So listen, man. So this pronouncement by the Surgeon General that social media presents a profound risk, and yeah, he's right. I mean, it does the way you allow it to persist, and that's not to say that it should be policed, but there's not an equal and opposite amount of intellectual usage for these tools, and we have proof of concept. You watch imbeciles walking around every day believing all manner of things that they've seen on social media. It can be used to effectively spread misinformation. Then it stands to reason that it can be used to spread accurate information too. You just don't have enough people out there who are pushing out interesting, accurate information. So one of the things that they prey on is getting you angry. These people who you encounter who are walking around saying stupid things that they saw on social media that they believe, part of what they've digested has made them angry, right? So they're using, there's some people who are spreading these things are using anger as a means for having it sink in. But there's also happy. How many times have you gotten a social media post and it just made you fall out of your chair with laughter?
Oh, quite often.
And then what do you do with it immediately? You got to see this. You show it to everybody.
You share it, yeah,
Right.
because it made you feel a certain, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it cuts both ways. So for this, I thought it was ignorant of him to say something like that without, a sensible plan to deal with it. To just, like, it's dangerous, you shouldn't use it. Well, that's stupid.
Well, he said, in the context of how he said that, if I'm thinking back to the way he said that parents ask him that question all the time. And he, gathered in his best assessment that the answer to that question is no. It's not safe for your kids. I would like to think that he gave that kind of answer in the context of it's not safe for your children to be on social media without parental guidance. I would hope that that's what he meant. I didn't get that sense of that's what he meant, but I would hope that that's what he meant. Because it does start there, E. You've got vulnerable and impressionable children that are on social media and all manner of things, right? So it takes a parent that has some common sense to say, hey, maybe this isn't the best thing for my young child to be experiencing right now.
That's impossible, though.
It's not impossible.
But once they find out that their parents are not all in on them watching this stuff, then they'll just go underground. The better response is, we need to talk about that more.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Not just say, don't do this, but say, don't do this, and this is why you don't want to do that. And then give them examples of how being
you trying to
exposed
rationalize
to
with
this.
a child who watches TikTok? Is that what you want to do?
No, I
Hey,
don't
listen, you shouldn't do
rationalize.
this, and this is why. It'll never work. You know it won't
Yes,
ever
it
work.
will. Yes, it will. Because
Okay,
then
Mommy,
you get,
I won't watch it anymore. Can you imagine hearing that?
No. They're not going to say I'm not going to watch it anymore. But when they do watch it, they may watch it with a different set of eyes. and say, okay, my mom or my dad told me to watch out for these things. I don't know. Have you seen the movie Air yet?
No.
Oh, good movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. So one of the things that happens, without giving too much of the movie away, one of the things that happens is when Sonny Carroll goes to Michael Jordan's mother and wants to talk to her about the deal, okay, because it was three organizations on the table that wanted to give him a deal. Nike, of course, Adidas, and Converse. So one of the things that Sonny Carroll from Nike went to his mother and said, listen, I'm going to tell you how these meetings are going to go, and I will bet my career on this. And if it doesn't go this way, then, I don't want you to sign with me. So he laid it out exactly to her. He said, Adidas is going to say this. And he put it all the way down to what they were going to be wearing, the watches, the words that were going to come out of their mouth. He said, and then Converse is going to say this. But then once they say these things to you, this is what I want you to ask them. So when he told her that, and when she went into that meeting, and it was actually going the way he said it was going, she was actually looking at it with a different set of eyes and was able to, okay, he told me it was going to go this way, so let me look at this in a different way and go this way and say, well, what about this or what about that? You impel a person to think in a way that they're going to not just absorb what's being given to them or they're being shown or being impressionalized with. They may look at it with the different eyes and cherry pick it and go, I can use this, but I can't use that. Well, this is good for me, or this is not good content for me. That's what we want to do as parents for our children, because that's exactly where it starts.
I think what you offer is sage advice that's impossible to accomplish. I think too often the parents.
Forever the poo-pooer.
No, well, listen, think about it for a second. The parents that you're asking to do this, many of those imbeciles are on TikTok too. And they're consuming that garbage as well. The reality is that you have to you have to encourage and support content creators who are going to create good content to be out there. And the best you can ask of a parent, I think, is to make sure that they're getting balance, that they're getting a lot of both. Stupid and not so stupid.
Exactly. So if we have the demand for the not so stupid as much as we have the demand for the stupid, then you'll get that. But right now, there's no demand for the not so stupid.
Yeah, yes, there is, though. There is.
Where?
So I'm talking about not so stupid content. You could be doing something stupid in both instances to attract attention, and then offer something of meaning. And I've seen it done before. I see it done. In fact, this is the other part that I think is probably more doable. It is to help your children program the algorithm properly so that they see a little bit of everything. If they see garbage.
That helps too. That helps too.
If they see garbage, they need to reject it. They need to decline it.
I think there should be a way that we should be able to get out of the algorithms altogether, because the algorithms don't know you. They just know what you've clicked on or what you've touched on or
yeah, but as much as people click nowadays, that means they know you. These algorithms they're not wrong that often. They're just not wrong.
I click on some stuff just because out of curiosity. That don't mean I want to see it all the time.
Well, I mean, but then you're stuck. You've artificially enhanced the algorithm. Don't click on it then.
So that's why I said there's got to be a way for us to actually opt out of the algorithm and just, why can't we go back to that? Because I do believe that there was a time. There was a time when we didn't have all of this algorithm and invasion, if you will, that will bombard you with things.
There's always been an algorithm. There's always been an algorithm. It's just never been automated before. Part of marketing is an algorithm. It's just enhanced with this.
That's true. It's AI enhanced. You're absolutely right when it comes to that.
So let's
go back to the days when it was humans doing it and not computers.
No, I like it at warp speed like this. I'm just saying that it's the same answer, right? It can cut both ways. You can still use the algorithm to get useful information. As long as you're, like, for instance, my mother gets all kind of garbage on social media, and she's always complaining, I hate going there because all this stuff I tell her, reject it. tell the post. I mean, there's an option on most posts on cross social media that say, I don't like this kind of stuff. You can do that. It takes a while. You got to do it often to get it done. But after a while, the algorithm begins to say, she don't want to see that stuff. It stops giving it to you.
So then why is it, why do I have to cut myself and make myself bleed to make it stop, but I had to do nothing other than click to make it come? That makes no sense to me.
It's always been that way. It's just not as aggressive as it's been. I mean, it's never been this aggressive. You can walk into a store all of a sudden, right? And buy something that you like. Just one thing in the store. Everything else in the store is raggedy. You don't want none of it. But this one thing you want. You buy it, you mess around, give them your email address. Now they're marketing to you. That's the same as the algorithm.
It is. It is. It truly is.
Yeah. So,
I just don't understand why we can't go back to a time where I picked and chose what I wanted to without having to tell you no. Without having to tell you no.
But you do. But you do now.
I didn't ask for you to start sending me stuff.
But you do it now, though. By not going into a store, you're doing it.
Well, essentially, yes. Essentially,
right.
Yes.
It's just bigger and more robust now. And I get that it's a lot. And it's an avalanche of information, which again can be used effectively to spread accurate information. This guy, Simon Winchester, wrote this book, Knowing What We Know. It was recommended to me by a friend of mine who's a professor at Howard. A British guy. I didn't know he was British, too, until I saw him on television today. Wrote this book. And one of the points he makes in his book is that, and this might be a whole different subject, by the way, is that he talked about what we're teaching in schools now as a means for addressing what is the social media problem and other similar problems. And he talked about school being about teaching people to remember facts, right? There's a whole, you got to memorize and understand facts so that you can be tested that you remembered the facts. Well, the reality is with the internet and social media now, all those facts are readily available. You can find facts without having to memorize them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we should be emphasizing more critical thinking in schools versus memorizing facts.
Oh God, agreed.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
So
agreed.
But think about this now. If you're running schools, and I know this is something that we couldn't accomplish probably in our lifetime, but if the schools were emphasizing critical thinking and de-emphasizing memorizing facts, so that now these are thinking little people who are coming up and they're thinking, and then now they're trying to digest what they've seen on social media as critical thinkers, I think you get a different outcome. It may not be better in some instances, but I think you're going to see some improvement on what social media does for people.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, because, critical thinking skills, to me, is definitely a building block for these young minds nowadays. At least it should be. And we're seeing that it isn't, because a lot of times the schools are still, if you will, teaching and doing things in an old traditional way. They're not trying anything new. And God forbid if one of the teachers or the professors step up and try to do something, they get their hands slapped. Hey, you're out of the curriculum of what the board or the state has approved for you to be teaching. How many times have we seen that? So you're going to have all of these teachers that may want to do exactly what you're doing because now they see that there is a need for teaching critical thinking skills, but they'll be afraid to go outside of what the curriculum is because we don't want woke children, or we don't want, children that are critical thinkers.
So one of these imbeciles is going to run off into the woods now and tell people that we're talking about critical race theory because we use the word critical,
God.
right? Because they're intellectually lazy, right?
Yeah,
that ain't what we said. But critical race theory is critical race theory. The theory that's taught in law schools is critical thinking skills. That's teaching critical thinking skills about actual history. And so for instance, I saw on social media this week, I saw a post, an article, where in the article they characterized a conflict in Israel as a ceasefire between Israel and the militant group. So, as a critical thinker, as a non-critical thinker, you're automatically going to think that the militant group is the aggressor and is wrong because they characterize them as a militant group.
Right.
Right? But a critical thinking person would see that and say, well, listen, why do you refer to Israel as Israel and the militant group? I mean, that obviously is going to sway your opinion. Now, the militant group may be the enemy. I don't know that. But the way it's characterized.
But in the context of how it's characterized, one could surmise that that's reasonably deduct that that's what's going on. I tell you what, we're going to go to break, right?
Don't tell me we're going to break. I'm grown, man. You ain't got to tell me when I'm going to break, man.
When we come back from break, let's actually break down critical thinking skills. That way, people will best know how to use that.
It's way beyond my pay grade, man.
Come on now.
I'm just saying, man. You know, I can think of thinking of stuff, but I can't think of stuff.
Well, there's pretty much 5 sections and steps to it. So let's talk about that when we come.
What do you have, a book in front of you or something?
No, I just know this. I'm a critical thinker.
You do not. You lying.
I'm not intellectually lazy.
Lying from Mississippi. Tress is here, y'all. Lying from Mississippi.
Always.
The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
We shall overcome. Where'd you get that going from? Turn them on. Small in the bar. Let's shoot them with the bob gun.
This is Paul Mark Wallace, president of NSYNC Consulting Services. Our website is www.nsynccs.com. Keep listening to The Family Meeting.
A 2016 study estimated that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft last year. Fight back against your identity being stolen by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID for as little as $6 per month. Yes, that's only $6 per month by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
A Single K plan is a 401k plan designed especially for business owners and immediate family, regardless if they are incorporated or not. Single Ks offer both employer and employee contributions and in many cases have no setup fee or annual plan administrative charges. Single Ks are simple to administer with no government reporting required. Most importantly, this plan allows employees to access their savings via hardship withdrawals or loans. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com or call us about your business or organization's retirement plan at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Polaris provides empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA, and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
I like that, Joe. I like that. Yeah, I like that, Joe. I like that, like that. I like that, Joe. I like that. Yeah, I like that, Joe. I like that, like that. I like that, Joe. I like that. Check it out. I like that, Joe. Check it out. Check it out.
Anticipation of what's to come. I'm so happy that I'm a lucky one. So long I've waited, but it's never too late for
This is Vince Verzi, a consultant with BizBloom.com. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. Tress is here from the SIP. The SIP with us. Is that two S's and an IP or just one S and an IP? The SIP. Is it SIP or SIP?
You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
Country ass.
You
I'm
gotta
just,
stop.
The SIP. 773-763-9278. So listen, we're talking about the Surgeon General's proclamation that the social media presents a profound risk. The way it's currently configured, it's because enough of us aren't stepping up and doing things that go viral. There's proof of concept that you can spread stupidity with social media, so why can't you spread smarts? Why isn't there a government program that is initiated from the Surgeon General's office before Tressa takes his job away from him that he creates to create all this positivity on social media that you can consume?
Where's the money in that?
How you gonna get a kid to stop social media? As soon as you tell a kid, that's dangerous, you need to cut that back, and start cutting off their phones and all the other kind of stuff that parents like to do, they're just gonna find another way. That'll never work.
Yeah, I agree with you to a certain extent. I agree. It worked in my house, but I can't say how to work in somebody else's house.
Yeah, I mean, there's too many of them that are consuming this stuff and are going to find a way around it. Right? We know. We were kids once. Weren't you a kid once? Your mama tell you don't do something you really wanted to do? If I can get away with it, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway.
See, that's just it. We couldn't get away. Our parents just knew. They had this extra. Yeah, they had this extra sense that they just knew. And my mother used to tell me, you could go to sleep and dream about doing something and I'm going to know about it.
Yeah, that's our parents.
But you know what, E? I don't know. I kind of feel like we've been irresponsible as a society, as parents, as individuals when it comes to social media. We kind of took the approach, and this is just my perspective, and I don't want to speak for anybody else. We kind of just turned a blind eye to all of the stupidity that was going on, especially if nothing else in the 2016 election, was it 2016? Yeah, 2016 election showed us when it was Trump versus Hillary, is that the mess that was happening on the internet was a direct result of us falling asleep at the wheel. I can say that because as intellectual people, there is no way that stuff should have been able to be disseminated the way it was and infiltrate the way it did.
Yeah,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absent a counteracting
right.
a presentation,
exactly.
And I think I don't know if it's a matter of being irresponsible or anything, and I don't disagree with you, but I think that it just got out ahead of us. I mean, it was more powerful than we expected, and we got to adjust.
And then what came out of that is, well, okay, if we can get away with this, or if they allow this to go through, then here we come with this foolishness behind it. Now we've got all of this other stuff that's happening. Like, what did you call it a minute ago? You called it something.
Foolishness? I don't
doggone it. Yeah, foolishness, buffoonery, or something you said, without anything that's counteracting it.
Yeah. But we've seen this before, though. I mean, we've seen demagogues spread the word. I mean, Hitler did the same thing. He got people to believe in a certain thing, and he didn't have the benefit of social media to do it. Nothing's changed except the speed with which it changes.
The mode of transportation has
But here again, there's proof of concept that you can spread ideas, good or bad, on social media, and we just don't have enough good ideas getting pushed out there in a viral way. And then
how do we rectify that?
I mean,
how do we do that?
I mean, let me go back for a second. I mean, social media is brilliant. I mean, think about the times that you had to try to communicate with somebody over a phone via long distance. And if you didn't have enough money, you couldn't call somebody that wasn't in your area code.
Right. You had to use social media to do it.
Our kids
Barack
nowadays-
Obama is a perfect example. He optimized social media and parlayed that to 2 terms in the White House.
Exactly. Kennedy parlayed TV at the time, which was in their social media.
Exactly.
Towards his election. It was a new media that nobody had control of yet,
Mhm.
that he was able to capitalize on and get to the White House. So the question is not, should we kill it? The question is, how can we capitalize on it? Because it's brilliant, and you're not going to stop it. It's stupid to assert that you should stop it or curtail it.
Yeah, the voices or the demand for the truth is what's absent, E. Without those voices calling for the truth or calling for, like you said, good content, absent of that, you're going to have all of this other stuff. Because right now what's feeding social media is the stupidity. It is the
Yeah, but nobody's calling for the stupidity either. They're attracted to it. They're not calling. They say, "Hey, listen, can you give me more stupidity?" They're not doing that.
What's the difference?
So
Wait. You just said algorithms equate a click to I want that.
That's right.
So whether or not they calling up for it physically or not, they are in a sense calling for it because they clicking on it. So what I'm saying is, how do we combat that? How do we, as intellectual thinking people who want the truth, how do we call for more truthful content over the cries or the needs or the cries for that bad stuff that's out there?
Well, I disagree with the term you use, but I agree with what you're saying, right? And so how do we make people call for it? You create viral content that creates accurate information.
Okay. Wait. So what you're telling me is that up until now, no one has done that.
They haven't done it at the speed of the other content.
Mm-hmm.
Or volume, for that matter. Right. So, for instance, former Treasury Secretary Reich, his posts are interesting and informative, but he's boring as hell.
Yeah, he is kind of boring.
Right.
But it's truth.
Except in the instances where he draws. You ever seen him draw before through graphics?
No.
So when he pulls up his little whiteboard and he draws, he's actually a pretty good artist too. When he draws, it's interesting to watch, right? But
that would be for me and you.
No. This what he does is interesting. The point is that these people, and the reason I took issue with your term is because I don't think they're calling for it. I think that they noticed it, it caught their eye, and they clicked on it, and so they started getting more, right? So so the point is to catch their eye in the same way that store caught your eye when you walked in and bought that thing. It has to catch your eye, and once you click on it once, it becomes part of your reality.
Okay. So how do we do that?
And the parents have to supplement that by, or there needs to be, I think that the best thing that legislation can do is to call on a larger presence of a button that allows you to opt out of certain content, right? You have to find that option.
Is that not what I just said earlier?
No, you didn't say that.
I did.
No, you didn't say that. You didn't say that.
I said why is it that we can't opt out of this? And you said, well, you can, just don't click on it.
No. That's not what I said. That's not what I meant to say. What I'm saying is you have an option to opt out of certain content, but you have to find that option.
Yeah, you got to dig for it.
Right. On Facebook.
It does exist, but they don't make it easy for you to find it.
Right. On Facebook at the bottom, it's like and share and something else in the middle, right? There needs to be an opt-out option that's prominent there so that you don't get that kind of content anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So then now your algorithm begins to see if you can readily opt out of certain garbage, your algorithm begins to see that, and it builds more of what you should be seeing or what you'd like to see. Now, if you'd like to see that garbage, we know who you are. And that's a good outcome, right? Because how many people have you seen now that you thought otherwise, but then you realize this dude is an idiot because of what he shared or liked, right? There's a positive outcome to that. Now you know who that fool is.
True.
So it's all about utilization, I think, and you know, like anything else.
But then you'll have the same thing, like you said, it's a double-edged sword. just like people like yourself and I. Hold on a second. Samson, shh. Mommy's on the phone.
You talk to your child that way?
I talk to my dog that way, yes.
Okay.
Anywho, so, just like there will be those idiots that will continually have that information be fed to them, the same will go for the ones that want the truth information fed to them. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
By
but
opting
no,
out of
see,
this.
that's where I differ with your words. What you want is not what the algorithm does. What you've shown interest in is what the algorithm. So if you're going out there searching for information, that's what Google is for, to search for information. If you're just scrolling, like which most people do in social media, it catches you looking at it, right? So it's not about what you want. It's more about what you opt out of.
Okay.
And being able to opt out of needs to be more prominent.
Yeah, but why can't they give us a healthy dose of both?
They can't. The algorithm does what it does. I'm saying that there needs to be more options to alter your algorithm.
Gotcha.
A more prominent option to alter your algorithm and feed you information that's useful to you. If people are dragging you or bullying you, you should be able to opt out of that stuff. I'm sorry, you can opt out of that stuff, but you need to understand how to opt out. All right, sit tight for your news, girl.
Okay.
You ready for that?
I am.
You gonna say the word?
I am.
Okay. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
I can provide everything that you desire. And you get a feeling that I'm feeling.
Hello, I'm Michael Hinton, assistant principal from Paul Revere. Go Raiders. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
To me, baby. Hey. Now you already got me right where you want me, baby. I just want you, man. How does it feel?
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA, SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
This is Miss Lady B, La Boricua. Now it's time for the Family Meeting News.
I'm Teresa McDonald, and here are real news stories we are following here at the Family Meeting. The IRS is now acknowledging the presence of racial bias in the nation's tax system. In a letter sent last week to the Senate Finance Committee, the agency said black taxpayers are far more likely to be audited than non-black ones, exposing them to tax penalties. And in January, the Treasury Department revealed that a swath of tax breaks disproportionately benefit white people and leave many black people with hefty tax bills and little money left over. The acknowledgement is prompting calls from members of Congress for a review into the methodology and algorithms that help determine who is selected. The IRS, which received an $80 billion infusion in funding last year as part of the Inflation Reduction Act, has said it will use the money to make the system more equitable. And finally, in keeping with our critical thinking skills, since 2020, when Joe Biden defeated Trump in the presidential election, internet hucksters have been selling pro-Trump products like coins, checks, and cards, and marketing them as novelty items. The fine print on the websites offering these items usually notes that they are memorabilia. But on social media and in the dark recesses of the internet, where some of Donald Trump's most fervent supporters stoke conspiracies and plot his return to the White House, suspected con artists have been mining their disappointment over the last presidential election for gold. They've been peddling Trump bucks. Trump bucks are emblazoned with photos of the former president and advertising them online as a kind of a golden ticket that will help propel Trump's 2024 bid and make the real patriots who support him rich when cashed in.
Trump bucks.
I can't make this stuff up, dude.
Fools, man. Fools.
I can't make it up. With promotional videos, many featuring fake celebrity endorsements, the sellers have tapped an audience that believes Trump's ouster was part of a great conspiracy, and that by investing in the Trump rebate banking system, or TRB for short, Trump will reward their loyalty by making them rich. One man said he bought $2,200 worth of Trump bucks and other items over the past year, only to discover they were worthless when he tried to cash them in at his local bank. So he's gone on Twitter now to warn other Trump supporters not to fall for this scam.
That he's an imbecile.
I can't make this stuff up. Visit our website, TFM Radio Show, and for all of you that watch us live, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for notifications, archive video of the broadcast, as well as E's famous music playlist. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok. And become a patron of the show by sending an email to info@tfmradioshow.com for instructions. The news today was brought to you by Identity Guide.
Yeah, baby.
Each year, millions of Americans fall victim to identity theft, but you can protect yourself by visiting lookaftermyid.com to sign up for as little as $6 per month. That's lookaftermyid.com. Do it now. This has been your Family Meeting News. I am Teresa McDonald, and we'll be right back with more of the Family Meeting.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Hey Chicago, are you always on the go? Take the new Shy 311 app with you to find the information that you need, submit non-emergency city service requests, and much more. Download the new Shy 311 app, built with Chicagoans for Chicagoans. That's Shy 311 on the App Store or Google Play, or check it out online at 311.chicago.gov. Stay informed with Shy 311. It's your gateway to Chicago services.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we created a Patreon Family Meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the Family Meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, tfmradioshow.com, and click the link.
Say little people, try to put you down.
My name is Vicki Miller Walton, and I listen to the family meeting.
773-763-9278, 773-763-9278. Hey, man, we'd love to hear from you, man. This social media thing, and I think it adds credence to you counting that money's man, Tressa. The man's money. Because, I mean, what are you doing, man? I mean,
I kind of with Trump bucks.
Yeah, what kind
of? I got the Trump bucks.
Man, please.
Can I say hello to my daughter?
Is she listening?
My daughter, yes, she is. My daughter.
Where is she now?
She's still in Joliet. Yeah, my daughter
Okay.
Whitney is listening, and my grandsons are all listening. She just sent me a text message with a picture of the family meeting on the wall on her TV. Hi, Whitney.
On her TV? Are we on TV?
She's watching the show live on her
YouTube
television.
on TV, okay.
Yeah, she's watching YouTube on TV. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You didn't like my Sanford and Son joint?
It threw me off. I'm sorry. I just couldn't groove telling the news to something so. It was funny.
You can't dig this, man?
I dig it, but I just couldn't do the news to it. Yeah, don't play that anymore. I had to send E a text. I hope you're not playing that Sanford and Son song.
I think this is some of the most brilliant music I've heard in a good number of years.
I just couldn't do that. I couldn't do the news too. It threw me off.
I love it, man. All right, y'all. We're gonna hit these phones in a second here, but I think we're in agreement that first off, we have to agree that there's no way you're gonna stop these people. Social media is out of the barn. You're not gonna stop
It's
it
out
now.
of the barn.
You got to deal
How do
with
we
it.
kill the algorithms, dude? Did you not hear the news?
Oh, you can't kill
IRS,
the that's the business
and
model
their
doesn't work.
Okay, but the IRS and their methodology and algorithms are disproportionately choosing more of us to be audited than more of them.
But that's always been the case, though. It's always been the case. It ain't nothing new.
Or is it that we file our taxes and they don't?
I don't know that either, but I'm saying, I mean, the government has always aimed itself at black people. That ain't nothing new.
Okay, so does the program know we black? How does the program know we're black?
I mean, you could pick. I mean, I could, you know how you can figure out if somebody's black or not. You go about that business to figure it out. There's certain things that tell you. Not the least of which is zip code, right?
So the algorithm is being built in a certain way. So it's not, the problem isn't the algorithm. The problem is the builders.
Now,
and
see,
then again,
what you're upset about, Tressa, is the same thing that's always been happening. You're upset that they've got another tool to aim themselves at you.
Well, that too.
So it's still the same.
But I'm in the tool killing business.
Yeah, but why would you kill the tool? It's useful.
I want to kill the tool that's aimed at us.
No.
Or I want to kill it and rebuild it so it's not aimed at us. How about that?
This government has always been aimed at us. It makes you who you are. Them aiming themselves at you, for better or for worse, has made you a stronger person.
True that.
And so you take the algorithm away, they'll find another method for aiming themselves at you. I mean, that's a different issue. But to take away the algorithm in social media in particular, it kills the business model.
Okay, so then we had to figure out a way to make the business work for us.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's go about that business.
Like somebody we might know might have set up a website to sell Trump paraphernalia, and he doesn't support Trump and is making money off of imbeciles. Somebody might be doing that. I'm not saying I know who he or she is. I'm just saying that might be happening, and somebody's collecting bank because of imbeciles. Not me. Somebody might need to add these Trump bucks to their website to sell them to imbeciles.
Wait, the Trump rebate banking system.
They're imbeciles, man. They can't help it.
I can't make this stuff
I mean, they can't
up.
help it. I mean, like we said before. I mean, your dog is gonna go out and sniff a tree, right? You can't stop. You know, would you sniff a tree? No. Would you sniff a tree, Tressa? No, you wouldn't.
No.
If I caught you doing it, I'd be like, hey, man, don't sniff the tree. But you're not going to tell a dog not to sniff a tree because he's stupid. He's going to do that.
Oh,
They're imbeciles like that.
Lord have mercy. Ooh.
You sure you ain't sniffed a tree before? You out in the woods,
I
man.
have never sniffed a tree. I've never sniffed a dog's butt either.
See?
I've never.
See?
I can't with you. I can't with you today.
I'm just saying, you know. Are you going to stop him from doing it? Hey, don't hey, you. The dog's not going to say, you know what? That is nasty. That's nasty. I'm not going to do that anymore. To expect that is like expecting a Trump supporter to say, you know what? He is an imbecile. They're never going to do that.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Let me get Jim. He's calling about the debt ceiling here. Hey, Jim, talk to me, man.
Hi, how are you? Happy Memorial Day. I knew a colonel who used to say, garbage in, garbage out. And that's the way I feel about social media.
Good point.
And I was going to say, I think one of the biggest failures of social media to me was February of 2020 when my doctor or nobody else on earth could warn us about this pandemic and save God knows how many lives, save people from long COVID and so on, and that was a real failure there. And then you got Maria Russell, who's a reporter in the Philippines. She said that Marcos' son did his whole campaign on social media, never took a question alive, and rewrote his father's history, his murdering father's history, and made it pablum for the Philippines. And she warns against this, you know, because the trouble with social media is you've got to have a discerning mind, like you said, Eric. I mean, could you discern reality from what's fantasy? Look at these guys in prison. Would they have gotten these long prisons this week alone? Rhodes got 18 years. His buddy got 12 years. Some woman got 9.5 years. Would they have got these long sentences without social media? If this was 50 years ago, do you think they all would have gathered at Washington with this insane attitude of overthrowing the government? But I'm not saying pro or con on it. I agree with you, but it's got to be in the hands of scientists, educators, doctors, people that have the best for our society at heart, and that's the important thing. Because you know what I mean. You spend too much time on it. You're you know. Anyway, I don't go near it. But my point is, it could be used for wonderful things.
Mm-hmm. Which was its original intent was to do wonderful things.
Right, exactly. And they could have done wonderful things, like the CDC's already admitted that if they would have handled it properly, they've already gone over, you know, it's spilt milk now, but if they would have got out directly with the message that the doctors, our practitioners, and so on and so forth, we could have saved a lot of lives, and we could have, saved a lot of people from long COVID and so on and so forth. And real quick, if I could, here's an example of how crazy the world is. All the journals were in the edge of their seat over the debt ceiling. You know, everything was like on Friday. Oh, they're all going to follow Trump over the cliff, and because it's in his best interest to default on it, because then they could come in and say, "Oh, let's save the economy." But the Republicans apparently have come to their senses. And anyway, Eric, thanks for taking my call. You guys have a great rest of the last couple of days. You too.
You too, man. Be well. Jim said garbage in, garbage out, and I agree, but it's also fruits and vegetables in a healthy smoothie comes out. It's both.
Yeah.
It's both.
It is both. It is both. It is both.
Okay.
You just got to figure out how to get the other part.
You got to get the people who are intellectually curious more active on social media and not running from it. All these people who say, I stay away from it, or I don't do that, that's the people we need out here being very, very active, being very, very vocal on social media.
I can see why they take that approach.
Well, because
it's foolishness out there. And I for one, sometimes I get overwhelmed and don't want to deal with it. Man, this is just too much.
Well, the foolishness doesn't go away because you covered your eyes. It's still there.
Yeah, but I don't have to watch it. I don't have to see it.
I know, but it's still there though. What you gonna do about it? Just let it persist and grow?
Let it be there for the idiots.
That's the thing. That's how you end up getting somebody like that imbecile in the White House.
Yeah, but you're not going to change them because that's what they're feeding off of. That's what they're thirsting for. The thing would be is if we could use social media to somehow change their perspective.
No.
We know that that's
You
not
can't.
going to happen.
You can't change
exactly.
it. But you
So
can
they're gonna-
prevent them from recruiting others.
How?
By giving them alternative content. Some of those people, very
So
few
you're
of
talking
them,
about the people that are on the verge, that are on the edge of teetering one way or the other. If we catch them in time.
What they've done is they've captured the minds of people who are left out of society. I'm talking about the poor whites. Usually,
Okay,
when
but
this country has a problem, it's because of the poor whites.
Yeah, but then
Right?
we're not talking about a social media issue.
Oh, no. We are, though, because even they are on social media. It's the poor whites. And to the extent we can get to the poor whites and say, listen, it ain't brown people, ain't the reason you don't have a job, that your house is raggedy, that your dog got fleas. It ain't our fault.
Yeah.
And we can show it to you. We can show it to you on social media over and over and over, the same way they show you stupidity over and over and over.
Well, see, also social media has got people thinking that they can make a living. Okay.
Well, that's different.
So
That's different. I
no,
agree.
it's not. It's not different. What I'm saying is, if social media is out here telling people they're paying for this stupid content, I said it earlier. The truth is not paying. It's not going viral and being paid.
Yeah, except they're not paying for stupid content.
Oh, yes, they are, because the more they clicks equal dollars, dude.
I know, but you're not paying for social media. If it was actually coming out of your pocket, you might get...
We aren't. It's the advertisers
Right.
that are paying. So the more the stupidity gets clicked on and viewed and liked, the advertisers are going to keep shelling out more bucks behind it.
But you're making my point, though. If you've got positive people out there who are presenting information, there's a sister who does a piece on TikTok now where she's actually literally sitting in a parking lot with a cup of tea, and she's dropping science on people. It's very entertaining and interesting. She speaks kind of quickly, but it's entertaining and interesting, right?
Yeah,
and so,
but the people that are...
But she's making money on clicks in the same way that the imbeciles are making money on clicks for spreading disinformation.
Well, that's true. And I said this last week on the show, I think, but at some point, that's going to come to an end, because the advertisers are going to figure out, I'm shelling out all of this money for this content, and I'm not seeing the rewards and the benefit.
Oh, see, that's where you're wrong. They actually are. That's why they keep doing it. It's actually cheaper than advertising with us or on television for the same revenue dollar. The revenue dollars gained from social media advertising is higher than any other medium. You can invest less and get the same or more. They are getting it.
Now.
Well,
They're
I mean,
getting it now.
the marketing people live on
10
impressions.
years from now? 10 years from now? What will we be
Yes,
doing?
it's going to be bigger. I mean, they might be. I think that what'll change is social media will charge more. But I think that they won't go away.
Okay, so then we need to look at.
I mean, look, these people are spending $1 billion to advertise in the Super Bowl. You could spend $100,000 and get the same number of looks on social media.
Yeah, but you don't get the prestige of being on the stage.
They don't care about no damn prestige, man. They want dollars, man.
No, because they got money to spend. That we would care about it because we don't have that kind of money to spend, but they got that kind of money to spend.
I'm saying.
My thing is this, maybe I'm not. I hope I'm articulating this correctly or properly, or at least in a way that people can kind of understand where I'm going with this. I'm not saying that social media in and of itself is the devil. But what I am saying is that if we don't move in a different direction when it comes to social media and put some safeguards on it to protect the more impressionable ones that are coming up in this era, then that's where we're going to lose it. It's like you said, it's out the barn. But my God, the gallop is getting ridiculous.
I think that's the opt-out button that is not easy to find. I think there's got to be more prominent to get that done. Let me get Matt, your friend Matt, calling here. Matt, what's up, man?
You know, first of all, before I launch into the meat of why I'm actually calling, let me just say a few things. Happy Memorial Day. Ressa, as hard as you try, I'm not moving to Mississippi. It's not happening. But more than anything else, I moved back to Chicago from grad school in South Florida in 2013. I got involved in talk radio down up here in 2014 when I found Norm, and then I found Stephanie and everybody else. I was listening when Carmen was here. I remember when Tavis Smiley used to have a show before he became stupid. But more than anything else, for the past 9 years, I've heard disturbing things. I've heard stories on this channel that would make you want to retch. But I have never, ever, and I mean ever, heard something so asinine in my entire life. People, money is green. Bitcoins are electronic. That's the only electronic currency you have. You cannot walk into a bank with monopoly money, or you cannot walk into a bank with Donald Trump's face on a goddamn dollar and try to give it to them. You're going to be arrested.
Oh, my God.
You're going to jail because you're going to be accused of trying to defraud the bank. Now, if this is a person who is doing this business, who is not actually a Trump fan, but has managed to figure out a way to make money off of Trump fans, I applaud you 100%. I give you full kudos. I wish I thought of this stuff. I wish I thought of that stuff long before you did, but I did not. So if you are not a Trump supporter, kudos to you. And if you are a Trump supporter, you stupid too. Now, as for social media, folks, it's here. It's here the same way you have to drop a deuce once a day. It is here. It's not going away. It's going to be around forever. You may want to limit it. You may don't. If you don't like it, go to. I don't mean this in a bad way, but if you don't like it, go to China. They regulate Facebook. They regulate every other damn social media out there. Russia has its own Facebook. If you don't like it, you can go to one of those countries. If you really don't like social media or any type of free speech, you go to North Korea, see how that works out. But social media is here. So if you want to find me, you can find me as Mr. Funny87 on Twitter. And I hope you all have a great day. And Eric, you know I love you, man, but I'm telling you now, if I find out that somebody walked into a bank with grant dollars, I'm going to be really mad. I'm going to be really mad at you because I know it's going to be your fault. You're going to say, let's get more people out there. Don't contribute to the stupidity, people. And Richard, wherever the heck you are for the past 2 weeks, get your bad butt back here. Goodbye.
I might add Trump dollars. This person might add Trump dollars to this site.
I'm telling you.
Never know, man. Never know. All right, breaks on here. Breaks on us, y'all. 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
This is Matt Fisher. You can find me at Mr_Funny87, Chicago. Stay straight, tripping booths, because we got more of the family meeting.
Straight off the top, I refuse to stop. Chicks clink when I do my thing, I got a lot, Officially, I'm your big belly daddy. Technically, you don't need to be with nobody but me. A Van Nuys cigar, Jamaica nigga, 6 Benz Cartier.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings.
Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris has introduced a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA, and SIPC Investment Advisor Services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
There's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we gotta find a way to bring some love in here today. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate.
Hi, this is Tommy Nelson. Visit me at A Custom Cabinet Design, Facebook.com. Welcome back to the family meeting.
Ooh, I bet y'all wasn't ready for that Donny Hathaway joint, was you?
No.
Man,
That
y'all wasn't
sounds
ready
so
for that. Sit down somewhere and listen to some Donny Hathaway, man. Y'all ain't ready for this. Woo.
Sounding so good.
Genius. It's Donny Hathaway, his version of what's going on. Marvin Gaye did it as well. Hey, you know Donny went to Howard too, right?
Yes, I do.
That's right.
I do.
It's a Howard man. That's right,
I
man.
hate that he was one of the ones that we lost in the manner that we lost him, but my God.
Yeah, jumped or fell out of a window. Yeah, if you get a chance, if you don't know about who Donny Hathaway is, you should Google up his YouTube and see what's up with Donny Hathaway and find his story. There was a play done at the Congo Square Theater a few years back. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if I told you about that back then. Man, Kelvin Roston played Donny Hathaway in this play, and he sang and played the piano, and it was an amazing Broadway caliber show. It was called Twisted Melodies. Look it up. Twisted Melodies is the name of the play. Did an amazing job. It was the one-man show of Donny Hathaway, and at the end, he jumped out the window.
Oh, wow.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Wow.
773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. So I think we are, I think we're dragging the Surgeon General a little bit today.
I think we kind of we're going to let him make it. You know, he didn't do us any service, but we're going to let him make it.
What I think is that, and what I said when he said that, I was like, that's just lazy. That's just a lazy response to a problem.
But my thing is this, E, how do you fight against what's being driven by a whole world of people who see nothing but dollars attached to this social media epidemic? I'm gonna call it an epidemic because that's what it is to me.
See,
years ago there was a movie that came out. I'm not for sure who did. I think it was Netflix. It was called The Social Dilemma.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they talked about exactly what we're talking about now. The thing is though, if you listen to those people that built these algorithms or built these platforms, they designed it in a way that the imagery the imagery. It goes much deeper than just the social content and the clicks. It's the imagery in which that they
to capture your
produce
eyes.
it. Yeah,
To capture-
exactly.
Yeah, but that's always been the case, though. That's my point. It's no different, except that it's just bigger now. That's marketing. It's attracting your eyes. They do things to attract your eyes. They put half naked women up to attract your eyes, or at least my eyes.
I always say if something is free, guess who the product is.
Look, I played this song earlier, right? This song by D'Angelo. Let me play this again. You know this song, right?
Yeah.
It's not particularly good musicianship. He's talented. It's good. This song in particular, it's okay music. But you like it because of the video, don't you?
Oh my God. Oh my.
See? Caught your eye, didn't it? Caught your eye. Listen, if you don't know about D'Angelo's video for this song that's untitled, it's untitled. The song is untitled, doesn't have a title. Look up the video on YouTube and tell me that doesn't. Listen to her moan. See, hear this? Do that. See that? See?
Yeah. You made your point.
It's not particularly musical. That's marketing. It's always been that way. It's just that the volume got turned up on it with social media. They found a way to capture more eyes more efficiently.
That's true.
And so while we're in the so again, it's proof of concept that social media can catch eyes. So any good thing that you want spread can be spread using the same medium. I don't more people do it.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
Let's see what's on Rose. You want to hear some more of this?
I already got the video in my head, so no, I'm good.
Let's see what's on Roosevelt's mind. Roosevelt, what's up, man?
Thank you for taking my call, y'all.
You bet, man.
Welcome back, Teresa.
Hey there, Roosevelt. How are you?
How are you doing? We missed you, man.
Thank you.
We missed you.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to say thank you to the fallen soldiers of all races that served and gave their
Indeed.
Sacrifice. See, here's the thing. I want to talk about that a little bit. And that's our history and how we were taught when we were in school. I never knew about the Tuskegee Airmen or the fact that there's such a thing. It's called Hero Street, where there was Mexican Americans that fought in the Korean War, World War II, because it wasn't taught to us. I know this subject has been brought up before on your show, but these are facts. And nowadays, because of social media and everything else, it's so easy to acquire all this information. We know more about our own people that really were heroes, even though still to this day, they don't teach our children, meaning, quote, minorities, they don't teach them, that we also contributed to this country, not just Anglo-Saxon people. So I want to make that statement as far as that.
Is that what you regularly call white people, Anglo-Saxon?
Well, I'm trying to be politically correct, I guess.
Okay.
White people.
Understand.
No, the subject that you're touching upon, you're so right. As far as putting a pretty face, pretty legs, big bust, and that happens in Spanish. You guys ever turn to Channel 66 and what comes out of Miami, Florida? And they're feeding us garbage, meaning us as Latinos, as Latin people, because they put these pretty women on there to attract the males and to influence them as far as which way to vote, especially in Miami. And while I'm on the subject of Miami, I'm going to start with my own people, and that's Jorge Ramos. You guys know who that is?
No.
He was voted. Huh?
Who's that?
He's Mexican-American. He came from Mexico. They gave him a big contract, and they put him in Miami to give us, as we used to say in the old days, jive. He never has Democrats on there. He always has the typical Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, and so on and so on. That's why they put him in Miami. They gave him a fat contract, and he cashed in his Mexican-American card. That's the same dude that was at Trump, when Trump first ran, and they told him to go back to his own country, even though he's Citizen, I don't know if you remember. It's on YouTube. Look it up.
Okay.
Jorge Ramos, George Ramos.
Okay, I'll look that up.
But as far as that, you know, I was on another show Friday in Spanish, and I told them a new one, meaning Jorge Ramos and all those people from Miami, because they've been bought by the gun industry, NRA, and, you know, the oil industry as far as Ted Cruz in Texas. And they only come out and they speak Spanish when they need something, such as a vote. And as far as misinformation, while I'm on the subject, it also happens the same subject that I'm talking about, putting pretty women and misinformation, and that is Fox News. I mean, that's nothing new to you guys. I know I'm speaking to the choir here, but I want to come up with a thing that just happened last week, and that's, did you guys see that report where Maria Valderramo and Laura Ingraham and Hannity and all those clowns on the Fox News reported that veterans were being kicked out of hotels in order to put the people from Venezuela?
Yeah, it was an uncorroborated story that they spread widely, and then they had a small retraction late on a Friday afternoon after everybody had digested it and ran with it.
Right.
And that's precisely my point. It was a small retraction, like, oh, no big deal. You know, it's no big deal. Yeah, but it's already out. It's already out. People are still going to believe it, you know, and a lot of people, and that's how they trick our people as far as minorities, because they trick them into thinking that what they say on the air is news, and it's not news. It's misinformation. They're still doing the same thing that they were
but that's my point, though, Roosevelt. So if somebody puts out a story like that is obviously incorrect, and then they start spreading it widely, we have to, in turn, spread the truth widely and try to outrun them. Otherwise, all we're doing is sitting around complaining.
Yeah, but E, you know as well as I do that the media is controlled by the fact of what Matt said, money.
That's the magic of social media, then, because they don't control that.
Money and profit.
Money is controlling the social media.
But you still can get your post out there, and you still can do something interesting so that it spreads widely.
I hope it does, because it's happening over and over again when it comes down to these Biden numbers, and you know, and they're constantly pounding on Biden and hitting him over the head with the fact that his numbers are down, and he hasn't done nothing.
But that's not even true. That they only say those types of things to appeal to their audience that's listening to them. Part of what you're talking about has come out of the that lawsuit Fox News was involved in. You know, they figure now they're trying to avoid being sued again over some misinformation. So they're saying what they're saying, but then they figure if they do a little small retraction later on, that will avoid them being sued. So yeah, they look gun shy right now.
Roosevelt, the action, Roosevelt, you got to take is you got to get on social media. You got to be really aggressive about counteracting stories that are crazy.
Here's what I do. I'm glad you mentioned that, E, because here's what I do. On a daily basis, such as what I do on a daily basis, go on this station, I do the same thing in Spanish. Because there's knuckleheads within my own Mexican-American community that believe a lot of this garbage.
Right.
And I told them like this Friday. See, I've made mistakes on that show in Spanish because of the fact that their show is conducted in a different way, meaning that only twice a week they have freeform, meaning I could speak of anything I want. So I made a mistake. One guy just came down on me and said, all he talks about is Trump. And then so I explained it to him. I said on the air, I don't care who likes it until the lady that runs the show tells me that I'm no longer welcome. You know, I'm going to keep on talking.
Keep doing it, man.
Because according to Christopher Wray, the guy in charge of the director of the FBI, and according to Alejandro Mayorkas, Homeland Security, Director of Homeland Security, our biggest threat right now is radicals within this country, such as Enrique Tarrio.
That's right.
And nobody wants to talk about that.
That's right.
It's such a
Except you now. Except you now.
Yeah.
You've got to be the one to talk about it. That's the purpose.
And I do.
That's the good purpose of social media, and you got to get others to do the same. Yep.
And I told him like this, I don't care who likes it or doesn't. Until somebody stops me, I'm going to continue. I go, because he's the biggest threat. Now, mind you, to me, Edie and Tressa, I'm hoping that he's the candidate. I'm hoping that it's not that knucklehead from, and I'm using your words, that knucklehead from Florida, because we're in bigger trouble if he's the guy, in my opinion. Because this guy's going to continue turning himself in.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble with either one of them. The mere fact that one of them can ascend and be competitive in a presidential race, that's a problem all by itself.
Yes.
And I told these people on that station in Spanish, I said, do you guys realize what is happening? I go, a guy with a patch that shot himself in the eye just got 18 years.
Yeah, Mr. Magoo got 18 years. That's right.
18 years. I go, and you guys are talking, that's another thing, and Tressa, they keep on talking about the Venezuelan people and how they're getting all this stuff free. And I go, you guys are falling into the same trap of divide and conquer.
That's right.
I go, I'm saddened by, I go, my own people, my own community are saying this about other people. I go, how did you guys get here? How did I get here? I go, I wasn't born here. Oh, I told him like that, sir. I don't take no prisoners.
Roosevelt, keep talking and get real active on social media, man. That's the place to get it out there.
Yes.
It's proof
Thank
of
you
concept.
so much for your call.
Yeah, thanks, Roosevelt.
Thank you, guys.
You bet, man.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you.
good day.
Okay.
You
See,
too.
You messed around, got Roosevelt all fired up, man. That's
Man, I love it. I love it. He told the truth. How did y'all
Listen,
get here?
I looked at my Facebook real quick now, right? So at the bottom of a post, it's got like, comment, and send. It's all is there. They want you to either like it, comment on it, or send it to somebody else. That's what's prominent. You've got to find the option to either hide the post so that you see fewer posts like that, or you can report the post as being something that's not true. All those are kind of hidden functions that you got to use on social media to deal with these things.
Hit those three dots up at the top.
That's right.
That's how you do it.
Got to do that.
Yep.
And it'll change your algorithm for you. That's the point. All right, y'all. Tiny's waiting on us, and I got Dave holding too. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
All that I can do is be there, and heaven knows that I
This is Kamal Murray. Check us out at www.excesstennis.org. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
and I'll never ever tell a lie. I'll always be there by your side. It's so soothing. It's clearly understandable that
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they think you owe them money, they will take it. They can garnish your paycheck and seize your bank accounts too. So if you owe back taxes, call Covington Tax Solutions. They can save you thousands if you qualify. Call Covington Tax Solutions now for a free consultation. Call 872-257-4631. Call 872-257-4631.
Covington Tax Solutions. We do. We buy, we sell, we move, we store. Anything, anytime, anywhere. We do. The company that handles all your stuff. If you have anything that you want to do something with, please call us. We buy, sell, move, store, donate, discard. Anything, anytime, anywhere. eBay plus U-Haul equals we do. We are moving at the speed of life. Call Terry Calloway, 312-343-9973, or via email, contact him at terrycalloway58@gmail.com.
There's a million MCs that claim they want some, but see, I create sounds that make your ears go numb. Piece to Shan's Dab, yeah, you know how we go. My best friend Steven at the Home Depot. Laurelton is in the house, I can't forget Southside. Walk past some C's like that girl did the far side. I'm labeled as the cat's meow, the MC with the know-how. Act like you know, not now, but right now.
This is Rodney Harrington. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
No number. Don't worry about that. So yeah, listen, man. I'm just looking at Facebook here, right? You've got to find the option. You've got to go through an extra step to find the option. And we always talk about the algorithm. These are opportunities on Facebook in particular for you to alter the algorithm to suit you.
Right.
That's what people don't do. All they do is see this stuff and complain that they saw it. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Get rid of it. I agree.
Right? So at least you don't see it, and teach your children to do the same. That's
damn
garbage.
sure don't share it.
Right? You definitely don't share it. Right? And and by the way, if you do decide to share it, make sure you add a big comment to it to tell people exactly how stupid it is and why it's stupid, and present the facts. So now that gives people intellectual data to consume.
Right.
That's the way we got to deal with this thing. And so, for better or for worse, I do it all the time. And what's funny is, as much as I drag people on social media, I've never been put in Facebook jail. I hear that from people all the time about being put in Facebook jail for what they said. I'm like, damn, man, I say stuff. I should be in somebody's jail, I think. But maybe it's because it's accurate. Maybe because you can't hold people accountable for stuff that's accurate. Maybe that's the case.
True. That's true.
I don't know. And I drag people too all the time. Listen,
yes, you do.
When you see people that are engaged in antisocial behavior that you don't like, and you see the video on social media, what we've done here is we've looked them up on LinkedIn or someplace, and we share their profile. This is the person who engaged in this behavior that we don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We'll share the company that they work for. These people decided to hire and pay this person to be an employee there. How you feel about spending money with that company? You can use social media to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of sitting around complaining that it's profoundly dangerous. What? Man, kick rocks. Let me get Dave calling from Hoffman Estates here. Dave, what's new, man?
Hey, Eric. Hey, Cliff. Hey, before I get into the thing on the Surgeon General, first of all, salute to you, Brother Roosevelt. You did it correctly. First of all, it's an oxymoron to say Happy Memorial Day. You're either very insensitive or not up on the facts.
Right.
And I'll give you a quick one from back 10, 11 years ago, the great Joe Mantegna, when he was interviewed about this stuff. And he said, without this holiday, we would have no other holidays in this country. Think about it. Pretty powerful words. These men went to shore, fighting, in jungles and whatnot, and dying. I'm sure they didn't want to, but they did it.
That's right.
And then you go to any of the national cemeteries or whatever, you don't see them. Go say happy to the widow that's grieving over her.
Yeah, what's happy about it?
Brother.
What's happy about it?
I mean, that is the most insensitive, ignorant remark you could say. But anyway, on that Vivek Murthy, you do know he's like on his third tour already, because he was Obama.
He was with Obama too. Yeah. Yep.
And talking about with the the evils of the internet or whatever. He may have some there. If you remember, he's the one, didn't he have to take the Obama's brownberry or crackberry blackberry away from him because he was addicted to that?
I hadn't heard that, but that's interesting.
Don't you remember that?
No, I hadn't heard that, but that's interesting.
I was on that, they used to call it the crackberry.
Yeah, when they had Blackberries back in the day, yeah.
And then he was sneaking off smoking once in a while back then before he still smoked. So.
Right.
But and then the guy that followed him, so he was like Obama and a little bit of Trump, and then Biden picked him again. So
I guess don't nobody else want that job, I guess.
Well, I don't know, because then the guy that took it after him was Jerome Adams, remember?
And he's a strange brother, too. That's a really strange brother. Sound like Sylvester the cat when he talks, too.
And then you had Jocelyn Elders, and at the in the last 30 years, you've had. She only did a short tour. I think she wanted to do the universal health care and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe that's why they got her out of office real quick. She only did it, like for about a year. But anywho, and so I don't know if you could say that they didn't earn their pay. And then I think, wasn't it Coop, the one that when AIDS was a big thing, he talked about either abstinence or else using condoms.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of
That was like yeah, duh. Yeah, we know that already, punk. What are you telling us this for?
But they weren't using it, I guess, because it was so rampant.
Yeah. I mean, the Surgeon General should have been out front on the issue of COVID, and we just didn't see. To Tressa's point, it's a throwaway job. Kind of a figurehead job.
I think Adams got over, run over by Trump. He didn't want to,
yeah, he
just
got
like
that paycheck.
other lady too. That one woman that.
Yeah, the one with the scarves.
Lady,
the one who wore scarves all the time.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, name's slipping me, but but again, like how Roosevelt did it for Memorial Day is the correct way. You thank these people.
That's right.
They
Roosevelt's
may
my
not
man.
been in battle, but I mean, you put the uniform on. You were. Then you're not going to tell me everybody that was drafted during Vietnam went to Vietnam, because we had service all over.
That's not
Germany,
really whether you put the uniform on or fought or not. That's not the point. It's really not the point.
You got to do. I mean, you're willing to give it. You took that oath. You're willing to.
But you got to get on social media and you got to say as much, often and loudly.
Yeah, and Eric, so others can get through yet. And when Tressa mentioned about the ticks, and you said, get back up here. Well, if you look at the very front page of the Herald, well, you wouldn't get the Herald anyway, but it says, but they are in our state, and it says, why is the tick population growing in the state?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I had a dog in the house, and we never had any ticks. I don't know why. Maybe maybe just you two got ticks.
No, I don't know, because
I don't have ticks. I just said the ticks are bad down here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I say, front page of the Herald saying that how much climate change plays a role in what can be done in the suburbs.
Yeah, that's true. Dave, I got Tommy hold, man.
All right,
don't get your window broken.
All right, thanks for taking the call.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, man.
Be well, guys.
You too. Listen, I looked at Twitter just now, and so you got to hunt for it. But for each post, there's an option to say, I don't like this ad, or to ask why I'm seeing this ad, or to remove this ad from the lists. It's all here. You can even block people or report the ad. All of it's right here. You just have to activate the tools that are available to you. And I think it would be worthy to lobby for, at the bottom of the Twitter posts, to put an option to choose that versus having to find it to do that. That's how you build your algorithm on these things. Little thing there for you. Let's see what's on Tom's mind, shan't we? Tom, what's up, man?
Well, since I don't subscribe to social media other than the fact that my company is on there, I can basically pretty much say to you that once again, from the hallowed halls of sanity, I'm needed to straighten out things in Nutsville. Because it would have been pretty clear to me that once the images started to be posted, and the things that we saw that was being just so incredibly incredulous, that things would have been put in place. So, I mean, you're talking about, oh, wait a minute. The instructions say it's nitroglycerin, but nobody told me I shouldn't shake it. Come on, man. Let's talk about something else. You're talking about Memorial Day. The question that you would have to ask is, how is it possible that all those that died and fought for this country, according to our mantra against this oppressive evil, and yet that's what we're dealing with right now today in this country, the very thing that these individuals fought for all over the world is what we're dealing with right here in America today? You want to tell me that I'm supposed to have some sort of relief or say thank you because y'all gave somebody 18 years to try to take over the Capitol, but yet we're saying happy Memorial Day to the individuals who died, that the sovereignty of this Capitol would be sacred, and yet you don't have the same mindset that other countries have for individuals to try to storm the country? I mean, I pretty much want to ask individuals a simple question as I simply close. As you're sitting right at your table right now, and you think about your loved ones whose pictures is posted, who gave their lives and sacrificed for the freedoms of this country, And you look around here now and you see that the borders are just wide open and people are just walking back and forth. You now know that the capital of the country has been attacked. You also know that the person who was ahead of that is running for the presidency of the United States of America again. Keep listening to the family meeting. Happy Memorial Day. Goodbye.
It's our weekly contribution to your community safety. Tommy gets it out here, so he's not in your neighborhood with his bricks breaking your windows. Thanks for that, Tom.
He will come back.
Yeah, he'll stop through. He's going to fall through. That's what he'll do. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so listen, I don't know what we do with this. Just like any other viral post, this Surgeon General's assertion that social media is a profound risk, that will have its travels as well. It will travel, and there'll be people who will pick up on that and go about the business of attempting to curtail the usage of social media, either as legislation or in individual homes by taking your phones away from the children or trying to figure out some way to block it somehow or something like that. Let me tell you something. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. They're going to get at it. It's just going to be secret. The best thing you can do, and this may be a little bit of parental advice, is to figure out a way to open up the lines of communications to you, especially your children, but to anybody who's consuming social media, and tell them, one, this is how you can control your algorithm, one, and two, offer counteracting views to misinformation. That's the way to deal with it. That's the only way to deal with it, because you're not going to get rid of it. It's just going to go underground. You're not going to be able to find it or see it. And all of a sudden, it's going to manifest itself with one of your children in a school shooting at little children.
Yeah. And teaching those critical thinking skills that we talked about earlier, that in and of itself will help them be able to digest the information that's coming at them. They'll be able to analyze it. They'll be able to communicate it effectively or not communicate it effectively. They'll be able to have an open-mindedness about it. They just need to really be able to learn how to assess the information that's being brought to them. That's literally it in a nutshell. That way they can best be themselves by being able to understand the information and using it wisely.
Yeah. Even on Instagram, there are options. You got to find them. There are options to unfollow certain posts and certain kinds of posts. What's interesting is there's information. There's an information button on all social media platforms where you can ask, why am I seeing this? And they'll tell you. They'll tell you why you're seeing that ad. And it may be something as simple as, well, you clicked on shoes, and we thought this related to shoes, right? And you can separate yourself from what you've observed and know is stupidity. Now, the risk we have is if someone takes my advice and they end up only consuming or blocking information that's accurate in favor of inaccurate information, then you've got those kind of imbeciles. There's that risk. But they're going to do that anyway. Like, for instance, anybody that still supports that last imbecile in the White House, if you, as of this day, after all that you've seen and heard, if you still support that, you're gone. There's nothing we can do for you.
Nope.
I'm not counting on you for anything. I'm not supporting anything you do. I'm not doing business with you. I'm not donating to any of your charities. Nothing. I'm done with you. We've seen too much and heard too much. For you to be that way at this point, you're gone. Can't help you. Can't help you. Done. Don't come around here bothering me about anything. So that's the thing. That's why that's why what the Surgeon General said is not only what he described as profoundly risky. What I say what he did is profoundly lazy.
Yeah, and irresponsible. Being a Surgeon General.
Yeah. That's just so you can try to justify your paycheck or something. I don't know why he said something like that. Yeah, I see, I'm working. See, I'm working.
He picking up his check with a ski mask on.
Hey, he's just stealing. It's his second go around trying to get his years in for that government pension.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm a firm believer that's why a lot of these people take these jobs, these know-nothing jobs. They're just trying to pad their resumes and get that pension in.
Yeah, once they cross a critical time, then they just hang on to it because, hell, I'm almost there. I might as well just hang around, get that pension.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know what y'all doing. But it's just lazy. That's just lazy what he did,
It
man.
is.
I thought,
It is.
why do
So
that?
what do you have planned for the holiday? Do you
You really want to know?
you're gonna go visit? No, because yeah, I do. I got a feeling that I might regret that decision, but yeah, I do.
Sit around in my drawers and do nothing.
Yeah, instant regret.
Yeah, there you go. You asked.
That was an instant regret.
I gave you fair warning.
Yes, you did.
Mhm.
Yes, you did.
Fair warning.
Well, I'm gonna go visit and memorialize some people. I'm a firm believer that Memorial Day is not just for the veterans. Although I give them all of their props and kudos, I'm going to go and have some memories shared with some of the people that I've lost as well. So
Was your father in the military?
Sites. No, he was not.
Yeah, nor was mine.
So I'm gonna go visit a couple grave sites and hang out for a little bit and, pour out a little liquor. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, for the folks that ain't here. Get your son. I know y'all got Boone's Farm in Mississippi.
Oh God, yes.
Well,
Mad Dog, all of that.
My favorite is Tickle Pink. Get you some of that, man.
Shut up.
Get you
What
some
know
Boone's
about
Farm
that
Tickle Pink, man. You ain't ready for that, man.
What you know about that Tickle Pink?
You ain't ready for Tickle Pink, man.
It's gonna be.
Because you could get it for $1 a bottle back in the day.
Yeah.
It's a cheap
We
drunk,
weren't
cheap
wealthy,
drunk,
so
man.
we were cheap drunks back then.
Right, man. Hey, man, that's all the time we have. Tressa, we'll see you in 2 weeks, or right?
Yeah, you'll see me again.
Yeah, we're going to twist our arm, y'all, and get her back here to do that news for us. That's all the time we have. I want to thank you for yours. Thank you, Tressa, for the news, as always.
Oh, you're welcome. You are so welcome.
Down in the SIP. Thank you to our white slaves, Benjamin, whatever your name is over there. Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Peace.
I love the cute muggin'. As long as I'm around and down, nothing could ever trouble you.
The preceding program, The Family Meeting, is sponsored by the Polaris Insurance Agency and Eric Grant, and to the extent of its guests. The views and opinions reflected do not necessarily express the views and opinions of NewsWeb Radio Company or its management.
NBC News Radio. I'm Chris Caraggi.